And we're live. All right. How's everyone doing out there tonight in Fantasyland? So tonight I have a very special show. It's my first ever spotlight on an artist, and it's been triggered by a big massive treasure haul that I managed to pick up this weekend from Brian LeBlanc. Those of you that don't know Brian, he is a great artist, does lots of role-playing work, has worked for just about everybody, I think, in the past. You might know him a lot from his White Wolf stuff. His what I've got a lot of tonight is the Necromancer games from the old Sword and Sorcery modules, like Rappan Athuk, and just general things. I see Brian's with us already. Hey, Brian, how are you? I think everyone can see this beautiful painting you did behind me here. So I will tell you, this is one of the best commissions I've ever had. I absolutely love this thing. It's beautiful. That really, it's kind of hard to see with the angles and the lighting the way I have it in here. But Brian, man, you knocked that out of the park. You really did. I could not be happier. I've got a few close-ups of it I can show in slides here in a minute, but I just thought I'd start us off by looking at the real thing, and it'll be here right beside me. I might even go to sleep near it. I mean, it's that awesome. So Brian, I know when we kind of started trying to come up with some ideas, one of the things I wanted to kind of explain to people was that, the concept behind this. So there's certain aspects of this that I'll kind of explain, but I drew inspiration for the idea from a painting by Vulcan Baga, and that painting is known as Edgar Markov, which is basically Edgar Markov is a big vampire in Magic the Gathering lore. I was just really impressed by Vulcan Baga's art. It was just cool, moody piece, and I can show that to you. Give me just a second. Probably, as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So let's just do a quick. Yeah, so the idea here was, to kind of mirror this, because I was looking at it and it just struck me as like, this guy is a total badass, and he's being served on hand and foot, and all of his people are putting his armor on him. And I said, he's getting ready to go to battle. Well, who's he battling? So I put some thought to that as an inspiration, because honestly, I really want this painting, and maybe one day that'll happen. But for now, I came up with his kind of polar opposite here, and I came up with this sect. I can't call it an Order of the Phoenix for obvious reasons, but this Phoenix sect that basically has this champion that reincarnates. The vampire's killer, she's reborn, and they have to hide the child until she's of age to hunt them down again. And that was the kind of the idea. And I named her Antonia Dimitru, which basically loosely translate to praiseworthy earth lover. And the ideas, all the ideas that you'll see in this painting, they kind of come from the idea that of vampire lore, like vampires, have defiled the earth. So she's the praiseworthy earth lover, and you'll see in the painting there's lots of there's lots of water. And hold on just one second here. I just realized. And hey, for some reason when I switch my scenes, my picture does not come on. I need to look to the OBS lore manuals of lore and figure that out, because I don't know why it doesn't do that. It'll switch. I have to kind of turn them back on and off every time I switch over. So basically, you'll see several elements of the painting, like the water. And I'll bring my painting up now. So, we have the water here, and we have the sword. And I was like, okay, so you have a phoenix rising from the water. You've got vampires who hate holy water, and they hate fire. All the elements is pretty much except for cold, right? So that's kind of the stuff we started channeling through here, and I knew I wanted to do a stained glass window because my wife's Catholic, and I go there, and they're it's really big. I'm kind of agnostic really, but I'm cool with anyone feeling and believing however they want to live their lives, and I respect those things. But you see so much of this iconic look, and so I knew we wanted to channel that. You'll see lots of little details that Brian did, like these little sapphires, which we kind of took up as like kind of a holy jewel, and you'll see they're represented in lots of little places. Now the armor design and everything that Brian completely just came up with all that. We wrestled with poses for a little while, and I'll show you a funny thing. But I just took a shower one day, and it just hit me, and bam! I sent that beautiful picture to Brian, and that kind of started it. Of course, he did it a lot better than what I gave him, but it was just enough. So we want to capture that moment. See, in Vulcan Baga's piece, they're all cowering and fearful of him, and we wanted to kind of create the opposite of that. Here they're all praising her, and they're anointing her. And so, it's the moment before she grabs his sword, and and in true like Excalibur type fashion, I imagine this sword just recently raised itself out of this water. And I love the little blue flames you did, Brian. It was awesome. So one thing Brian told me about this is this lady here was inspired from the movie Excalibur. Is that correct, Brian? She, it definitely. When I was sitting there, I saw these rays shooting out from behind her, but I just didn't think there was any way that you could actually do it from the point where you were at with the piece. But you did amazing. When I saw these little rainbow streaks coming, I just really lost it. I thought it was just so perfect. I love how the bottom of the piece is so cool, and it's cool and dark, and it raises up, and then the moments like this radiant splendor. I think actually what spurred this on was this frame. I received this frame from my mother-in-law, and it's quite interesting, as you can see. The texture on it is a little hard to see, I think, for where you're at, but it had this look of armor, and I just knew I'd always wanted kind of a holy paladin painting, and so that's really what we started with. So I knew that's what I wanted in here, with some armor that matched that frame somewhat. And anyway, so you can see Brian killed it. Yeah. Yeah, the branch the branch part that was a nice add. Having had the water sprinkled at me too. I totally get that, and it just seemed like that would be something in their religion that they would have. I had a lot of just a lot of things in my head. Brian did an awesome job of just capturing those ideas and making them reality. You're so intuitive, Brian. It was pretty amazing. I love working with you. We did that lich painting last year, and I didn't think you would outdo that, because the lich painting is actually part of my role-playing universe. It has a lot of characters, and it was really cool to bring to life. But man, this is by far one of the best paintings. Brian, I was telling you at your house that I thought this might be one of the best paintings you've ever done. I mean, at least personally to me, that I've seen. Maybe I'm biased, but it seemed that way to me. And well, I was looking, and I decided I would kind of quest out to see if I liked one better. And the only one I found that I felt like this level was that Three Witches in the Cauldron, which is that's a killer piece. I mean, there are probably others. I by far did not exhaust it, but I just tried the images that Google served up to me. As I was going through, I was like, man, this is just amazing. So thank you very much for that. I have also, while I was there, I never wanted to spoil a good opportunity. I subjected Brian to a couple hours of me going through his drawings, and I came up with quite a few things. Let's see. All right, that's been messed up a little. Let's see if we can get that a little bigger. Okay. So I thought I would just run through those, and yeah, you try not to Google yourself. Well, I guess that's good advice. I really don't have that problem yet. Hopefully I won't. Actually, one of the strange things about Googling myself is Calvin Seymours. There are very few of us. I think like the census says there's like 17 worldwide or whatever. But in Jackson, Mississippi, which is where I'm at, there is a Calvin Seymour Memorial Graveyard. So it kind of can confuse people trying to look into me anyway, but I think that's pretty funny, and I wouldn't have that any other way. So I figure I'll run through this slideshow, Brian, and we'll talk briefly about each one. We don't have to kill a lot of time with it, but I really don't have anything else planned for tonight. So I'll tell a little happenstance story that happened. Excuse me. That I thought was very interesting. I actually had someone contact me about buying one of the drawings I had previously purchased from Brian when I was down there looting his art coffers. And it was a purple worm drawing from Rappan Athuk, the Beware of Purple Worms, signed by Archmage Spiegel. And it's actually, I only have so much wall room, but it's actually one I have on the wall because it's very iconic. I'll show you that really quick. Let's see. And it's over here. So it's a great little piece, and you can see they're reading the sign, Beware of Purple Worms. It's signed Spiegel the Archmage. Well, I don't want to sell it. It's one of the ones I really like, and so I didn't. And I told him, I said, that it wasn't for sale, and I thought that'd be kind of the end of it. Usually is, hold on just a second there. Boom, get this back. But it turns out that the guy that was contacting me actually he actually was Spiegel. Like he played with Bill Webb and them back in college days, and they kind of threw a bone, and they used his wizard's name or whatever for, you know, put him in the module. And I don't really know the whole history of that. It's been many years since I actually ran Rappan Athuk, so memory's a little fudgy there. But so anyway, it turns out it is him. So I don't know. I guess I may have to sell it to him just because I personally, even though I do like the drawing, I mean that's a very close connection. I wouldn't really, unless I just like, you know, there are a couple of paintings that you would have to pry out of my cold dying hands or whatever. But you know, I thought about it, and I think I probably will let him get that piece. Just simply, I mean, it's just, I'd kind of feel evil if I didn't, you know. Anyway, thought that was very interesting. Oh yeah, you're working with Bill. Yeah. Well, we'll tell him that John reached out to me, and he should know who that is. I don't give the whole name or anything for privacy reasons or whatever, but very, very funny and interesting thing. I thought, you know, the world sure is a small world. And on the day I went back to Brian's, I mean, it's the only second time I've been to your house, so I do hope to go there again soon. Brian's going to be gracious enough to let me sit in and kind of watch him paint and maybe get a couple pointers, see if I can fire up the old imagination engine again. It's been dormant for quite some time. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, let's talk about the drawings here. So one thing that Brian told me about this drawing, I thought was very interesting. And which one? Let's see which one that was from. Let me think about that. No. What's that? I'm really not sure which one that is from. Do you? Do you know? Beer is a great motivator. Yes. Yes, it can be. In my case, I tend to drink a little harder stuff because I don't drink a lot, and it's just kind of a way to relax. I don't drink a lot, just get a little nightcap here and there. So one thing that Brian was telling me about this piece, beyond all the interesting things that are going on in it, was that he kind of modeled this after Vincent Price. And so if you take a look at his face, you can see that. But it's the mad painting wizard. And you can see all the interesting little things on the shelves and the scroll work. And I'm not sure what's going on with that door. Like again, I'm not that familiar with the book this one comes from. But it is a very interesting piece. I just love this. This is such a classic D&D style, you know, picture. I think. Let me see here. Yeah. So that comes out of. Is that Hall of the Rainbow Mage? Yeah. Okay. So I have my Hall of the Rainbow Mage book is unfortunately MIA at the moment. I know I've seen it recently, so I've got to find it. But it's really great, you know, to get a piece like this. Hold it up there for you guys. Such a classic piece. I love the. One of my weaknesses are scenes of like thieves thieving. I don't know why. I'm not really a thief in real life. I don't even really even play a lot of thieves, but in art, I don't know why, but I like that moment. Disabling traps and things. I mean, who's the big time art collector? Oh yeah. This piece is also quite cool. This is the entry to the Hall of the Rainbow Mage, so it is the very hall. I really like this piece. It just, you know, that's where we're going to go, and that's where we're going to adventure, kiddos. Strap up your boots and break out the sword and shield, and let's go. And of course, there's the piece a little closer up for you. I like the perspective on this one a lot. Oh, Vincent Price was the art collector? I did not know that. Yeah, I know there is a good bit of a delay on the chat. I'm not sure how I could improve that, but that is currently what we're looking at. Plus, it's a little longer than that because I don't pay perfect attention either, so I've got to work on all of my YouTubing skills. They've all had to grow instantly. I'll let you guys judge how good they are. They're lacking in my opinion, but we'll see. Look at this piece. Okay, so this is from the Vault of Larin Karr, which last time I was down, I was looking for this piece, Brian. I don't know if I told you that at the table. There were so many ins and outs while you were getting stuff, but this is one of a couple pieces that I was looking for the first time, and we missed them. So I was super happy to pick this one up this time. It's so cool. It's from, it's another one of those scenes where I guess in my games I tend to take things as inspiration, and seeing a picture like this helps give me an idea of their personality, right? So I'll take that and feed off of it, and it always helps the role-playing situations out a lot, Brian. So I mean, the stuff you do is so important when, you know, capturing those looks. Like, you know, look at the guy over here on the left here. He's just kind of eyeing past the other one. I like that. It's just cool. Little things like that really can define how I am going to tackle presenting a character to the players. This piece is also from the Vault of Larin Karr, and it depicts kind of a big battle scene. Vela and her cohorts is the title. And just all these pieces are so cool. I like the battle scenes; they're a lot of fun. Yeah, he focused on butts a lot. Speaking of that, I don't know if you got my message, but one of the collectors from my group, he wants to buy that Gorgon versus the Barbarian painting you have. So we'll talk about that later. But he told me he wants to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. He may even be lurking about. He's a silent type. So let's see. We got a lot of these, so I'll try to move it. So this is the bay here. What is that book out? Which one is that out of? Okay. Yeah. So that's from the Tomb of Abyssor. Now, someone in one of the Magic the Gathering groups showed this cover painting off. I believe that's it's a Talon Dunning piece. And so he has this cover. Well, I did one up him recently, though, I think, at least in my opinion. I can show this because this is also a Talon Dunning cover, and I do own this cover. I picked it up not too long ago. And as you can see, on this one, the Mariliths have nice little chest coverings, but the painting, not so much. So this is Balkoth, and he's also from the same module. I cannot get, this is like trying to get things in a mirror. It's the exact opposite of what you think it is. This is a cool piece. I kind of think of him like a ghost sorcerer. I mean, he might be. Huh? I have to look up the adventure again and the stats. Orcas does rule. Now I see. Let's see. I'm gonna have to move this around because I'm actually covering that. Let's see. Like I said, people, you have to bear with me. I'm still learning this YouTube thing. I will get everything positioned right. So far, I've had exactly one show. I think I've had like 8 shows. And so far, I've had exactly one show where I didn't flub anything, at least to my knowledge. Oh, that's a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe he is a lich. Seems like the majority of them can be. He looks a little like he's a ghost or something. Like maybe he's in astral form. Good chance anyway. So this is a very famous fisheye entrance. Brian tells me this is his first ever fisheye attempt. But this is the entrance to Rappan Athuk. And a couple of these images. Now, one I picked up last time was the well. You know, the well that you shall not jump down. And I'll tell you, that was a cool piece. But I was also looking for this one. And, of course, I found it this time. I think I found like 4 or 5 I was looking for. Must have missed an entire box somewhere the first time. And super excited to just add these to my collection. They have a lot of good memories for me. One of our funnier moments we had in here because I decided to play some old hermit. I like added a hermit to the top of this hill that was a little weird and said some rather crass things to the party and everything that they said. It was fun. This is the floating skull kind of demi-lich thing. I know this is Rappan Athuk as well. It's pretty cool. Looks like someone's dead with stars on a robe to his right. I don't know if they give you a lot of story with these, Brian, when you're doing them, or how much leeway are you given? Do they just say, "Hey, floating skull," or they give you a little more than that when you're drawing these? That's really cool. You know, he doesn't have the jeweled eyes, which is always the dead giveaway, right? But it's a cool piece. Again, thieves, you know, thieves got a thieve, right? Yeah, that was, so I had specific architecture requirements. That's cool. So I love these intricate doors you do. I have in that first batch, I did get that doorway from Rappan Athuk that was in the kind of the back one by the river, and I think that was pretty cool. But here we've got everyone, you know, waiting. This guy looks like he's like casting one of those mind's eye kind of spells where you send the eyeball in. Everybody remembers that, right? Or am I just that old? But the doors are really cool, all sorts of designs, and the hatchwork on this is great. Mutating mice. I think this is a bag of tricks, and the guy was, you know, obviously uses it on you. I think it's a very interesting drawing, a lot of action packed, and it's kind of funny too, you know. Like, I think you should have somehow found a way to throw a donkey at him, though. That's what I would have done. definitely would have had a donkey coming out of there. So, what is this piece? I'm not sure. I tried to get a little organized before this because it's hard to keep all these straight. Okay, so yeah, so this is kind of a group of stuff from the Maze of Zayene series, and there's like 3 of those modules: M1, M2, 3, Prisoners of the Maze. And here we have that one. This is piece from page 27. I've got to get this a little better. Let's see. All right, can you see that? It's a really neat piece. Oh yeah, that's another one from the back of Rappan Athuk. Nothing like a bunch of Orcas worshippers and a nice horror concept going there. I might have that right. Definitely got it right. That's got to be. I think that Rappan Athuk back inside, anyways. Here we have a very cool demon door. You want to open that? I don't know. You can creep out a lot of adventurers just by doing a door like this, because they always think there's something to it. It's going to come alive and they're going to attack them, or it's a trap or whatever. If you give them a special door, that is a surefire way to extend your game by half an hour, easy, before they even make a decision on what to do. Yeah. You do great ink work too, Brian. Some of them. I've got that one piece where I think that must be paint actually. I don't know. It was so heavy, black in the background. Oh yeah. So I know you like Bisley, and I kind of see that. I see it's like your style's kind of got a little Bisley in it, a little Frank Frazetta in it. But it's definitely your own. I can tell, your female characters are very distinct to me. And I can, I usually can spot your work really quick, and I've really, really grown to love everything about it. It's so good. Of course, I am a Frazetta fan. I was a Bisley fan to some degree back in my heavy comic booking days. Stuff like that. Let's see here. Move this along. So this is another one that I was looking for the first time that I managed to pick up. We found that you have 2 Mind Flayer pieces, but the other one I didn't recognize what book it came from when I was there the first time, and I just wanted a Mind Flayer because I love having the iconic monsters. Hey Morgan, thanks for joining us. Man, I'm just really glad Brian agreed to come here and chat with me tonight. I'm usually doing these things late at night by myself, so it's fun to have you here. But anyway, so you had 2 Mind Flayer pieces, and we actually identified it from one of the other Swords and Sorcery books while we were there, but then I found this one, which is one I was after, from Rappan Athuk. I love it. It's a little more detailed and intricate too. It's got a lot more like that. That robe you have is very interesting. The background, I love everything about this. This is just, perfect. If I opened up a module, this is what I want to see. I mean, it is. That's what I want to see. All right, this was the main get for me. This was the one I really, when we went there the first time, I was like, man, I really want this piece, and we couldn't find it, and then I found it this go. So I was really excited to see the Blackguard here. I just like those iconic encounters, and you know, he's one of the baddie encounters from Rappan Athuk that you kind of run into early on, and I don't know, I really like this piece. I'm super happy to add it. It's you know, I have a thing. I like liches and the undead, and you know, this is just a cool classic RPG D&D style of an interior piece. I love everything about it. Chair's cool. We've got the head. Is that, I can't really make out exactly what. I guess that's a goat head. I'm thinking Orcas stuff here. Like, is that kind of a goat thing? Hi, Chris. Welcome aboard. Yeah, man, that Mind Flayer is really sick. James, nice to see you. I'll go back to that just for a second because, you know, look at it. The tentacles are great. Reach out to Brian and get that other one before I do, because I'll get it the next time I go if you don't. Yeah, I mean, it looks like that is an Orcas kind of thing. It might even be something similar on his chest piece here. I'm not sure. It'd be kind of upside down if it was, but kind of looks goat-like. So now this, I think, is one from the Zayene series as well. See if I've got it. Well, this is just one of the coolest pieces ever. I mean, look at that. That is just so cool. Every bit. Is this technique on this? Is this charcoal and like the white pencil? I love all the different shading techniques and everything. And plus, this is just one of those pieces where you see guys like this and they become living things in your mind. And Brian, you do a great job of helping us poor dungeon masters come up with character traits. A little quirk of a lip, or a, you know, this angry brow. You've got this angry brow that tells me everything I need to know about how this guy's going to react. It's great. I also use a little acrylic white. Is that in a little gray? Yeah, I mean that effect's pretty cool. I like how it just becomes light on the right pieces. Look at this. So, you know, like I said, I like the undead things. This is the Queen's Crypt from the third module. And again, I apologize. I don't have this set up perfectly. I'll try to. I don't want to cover chat, but try to get that a little closer for the details. It's a really cool. This one actually seems, I don't know, it seems a little different too. One thing I learned really sitting with Brian, going through all of his work, is he experiments a lot. Like he does a lot of different types of art. Like I usually say, like, I could spot someone's work, and I'm pretty good at that actually. My brain is good with patterns, so I can kind of like, I'll just flip through Facebook and never seen a painting before and instantly know who did it. But man, sitting with some of Brian's stuff, I really was like, you know, I wouldn't know you did this, because it's just, and this one's just slightly like that. I don't know what it is about it. It's a little more smudged in. Would you say, Brian? I mean, I don't know. It just seems a little bit different than the others that I've got. And so this is the throne room. This is a cool piece. I decided to pick it up because, you know, this is the kind of scene when you play a module and you go, hey, what do I remember about that module? Well, you remember this. You're approaching that throne room, and it's one of the final encounters in the module. So I decided I wanted to get that one. It's really cool. The classic adventurer scene, and it's tilted. It's tilted with just a little, give you a little bit of that action, a little dynamic sort of appeal. And of course, we've got the guy in the back. He's trying to save them all. He's going to find the secret door, right? I'm just guessing. I don't really remember this room so much or anything, but looks like they're in a maze and they can't find their way out, and there's some trappings involved. So yeah, speaking of the epic encounters, of this piece, I really can't believe I didn't buy it on the first go. It was one of the finalists for sure, and man, that's just cool. Like, you got a skeletal jury. You know, there's things going on in every corner. You've got knights throwing him handcuffs, a flaming sword, and someone passing judgment. That's an encounter all in just one snapshot. I like that piece a lot. Brian, you like I said, I know you often get told exactly what's in there, but you know, like this one, you had to come up with you had to show quite a bit. That had to be kind of hard to, you know, get the composition right on. Seems like that one might have been a little tougher than normal. So this final piece is just it's the main door out from Prisoners of the Maze. Now, this piece, I don't know if you can tell in this picture as much as I don't know if you can make it out, but this door is fantastic. Like the dents look so real, and the scratches look like they have so much depth. It's amazing you can really achieve that with a pencil. Just the texture of that door is amazing. So I don't remember, but are the handcuffs like a magic item they use to cuff your fighter with? That's a dirty trick, you know, throw a reflex save at a fighter right off the bat. Alright, so this is from the Demons and Devils book, and this was one of the other ones I really wanted that we missed. Second I saw it, I was very excited. That's from this book, Demons and Devils. So this is an angel who has a magic sword. I forget the name of it. And this is a simpler drawing in terms of, I guess the lines are real clean, but yeah, you've got a lot going on with the smoke and the kind of dark background you etched in with the dynamic light clash. So I really like this. And these guys are all kind of, you know, demons, I guess, or whatever she's expelling. But I just love, I love this composition of this piece. That's a great pose. That's a great pose. you know, she got nothing on me, but hey, it's a great pose. I like that. I'd like to see that. Something you paint something like that, Brian. That'd be cool. Well, I'm out of order slightly here. Yeah, this one is also from Demons and Devils. It's the Now Fashioning and Other Demons. It's kind of like a back page image. Super cool. Like, I wanted to get some Orcas pieces, but when I first went, I think those are the most popular and that they tend to sell because I didn't manage to get anything with Orcas on it exactly. And so yeah, I know this isn't Orcas, but it just kind of feels like the same sort of thing. Let me show you one thing I did get. So this is the Wand of Orcas, and it's my one real big get from first phase. And you can see it's really cool. And this is on the same page where Orcas is, the illustration of Orcas is in Rappan Athuk. And it's just kind of like off on the side page to the next, and it's actually really small. Yeah, well, dibs on the Orcas, Brian. Dibs. Orcas rules. But anyway, that this wand was really cool. I keep it. It's actually right here in a little holder near my desk. Kind of run out of room for the arts. Getting bigger collections every day. Guys, do you see this thing? I'm going to show it one more time kind of up close here. But before we get off of here, it's amazing. If you want Chris, are you talking about the demon piece here? It's from Demons and Devil. Demons and Demons and Devils. It's from this book. The Wand of Orcas that I just showed is from Rappan Athuk. Yeah, the wand's Rappan Athuk. Give me a second, I can find it. I think, unless it's in the first book, because I couldn't find my first book. Let's see if actually, no, I didn't write it on there. Oh, man, you couldn't get any luckier than that. Right to it. So, here is Orcas' record sheet, and then on the other side is the wand. And that's from Rappan Athuk 3, the final one. You're welcome. Like I said, I tried to get as organized as I could because I knew how many of these there were. And this is the last one. It's from Raise the Dead. Now this is the one I was talking about. Look at the blacks. Now, Brian, is that ink? Did you do that with an ink pen or is that paint? This is the coolest piece in person. It's so dark. You know, all the people are so defined in it. I quite like that piece. So I believe that is it. So I do have some other Brian LeBlanc pieces I could show, but they're actually hanging up here. So I won't. You can see I've got the Black Court, which is a commission from one of my D&D campaigns I got Brian to do last year. And next to that is the cover to Queen of Lies. You know, nothing like some Dark Elves done by Brian. Let me tell you, he also really just sunk a dagger in my heart when I got there, because one of the first things he showed me was this really nice Dark Elf, drow painting of this girl spider climbing over some like people underneath her, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's cool. It had these cool blue hues to it, but it was claimed apparently, so sad panda kind of thing. So again, I just wanted to show one last time. I wanted to show this painting off, and maybe do a little I don't know, do a little bit with it. So we had so much fun with this. Like you can't really see. This is Phoenix-esque, but the idea was like she was pouring out of a lake. The work you did on her face, Brian, was really, really great. I think you just matched the name so well too. I wanted to kind of have that Romanian, vibe, that sort of, you had to have some vampire slaying roots there to some degree. And I don't know what I like best about this painting. It's just, this needs to be a cover somewhere. Anyone out there needs a new cover for their RPG, you should come talk to Brian. I think he'd like that. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming out. I try to do these once or twice a week, depending on the time I have. Typically Tuesday night. I will be doing another painting reveal soon. I have another commission coming from Raul Vitali. I just got the finals on it. I won't spoil it here yet, but I should have that painting in 2 to 3 days. So I'll either do a Friday or or a Saturday show, and we'll probably deep dive a little on Raul stuff. Now I don't have the nice treasure trove of drawings to go through, so what I usually do on this show is I jump out on the web and I go try and find works of art. That really are available. You find a lot in the Facebook groups. Of course, everyone here you probably are in those groups, or if you're not, that's a great place to see some killer art. Now, we know magic paintings have a premium, but you can definitely admire them regardless. But we also get on the web, and if you like an artist, especially a Magic the Gathering artist, I highly recommend you reach out to them to do a commission, because they have filler time to kill, and you might have to spend $10,000 or $15,000 on a painting that's a Magic the Gathering card by your favorite artist, but he might do a commission for you for $3,000 to $5,000. Or do a small painting. You can do smaller paintings. You could go right now and find the smaller works. Now they're not published, but if you're in it for the art, they're great deals from just unbelievable artists. And Brian, I want to thank you again for spending a little time with us tonight. That was a lot of fun for me to come visit. Always is. Hopefully come see you again not too long from now, especially before all these guys come and pilfer the remaining drawings. I know you will, but that's good. That's a good thing. And hope you guys do. Maybe do a commission with Brian. Brian's affordable, and man, when I tell you, he will work with you. I'm probably pretty difficult for a lot of people to work with, not because I have high standards or anything like that, but I just fire off ideas. I mean, it's how I do, and like whatever sticks to the wall. And Brian doesn't take offense at that. He's real easy to work with, and I'm always self-conscious of that. And Brian's just really good about it. He can kind of tell the difference between a fleeting idea and something that's worth pursuing too. So he's a lot of years of experience, Brian. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'm trying to grow it. I want to make sure I was going to do this for a while before I really tried to promote it, but I think I am. I'm really enjoying this. It's fun. I get to meet new people. Again, it's nice meeting everyone tonight, and I hope to see you next time. Till then, good night.